Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology horoscope for the weekend of August 9th, 10th, and 11th, 2013. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, we've got Mercury going to square Saturn this weekend, so we've got some news to pay attention to. It's an idea, it's a new idea of love, of happiness in our lives, and it's time for us to figure this out. But more importantly, we are getting ready for next week because it's this idea that gets sparked this weekend that I believe is what's going to continue this energy into the week and have us have a course direction change in our life. Let's start with Friday first because we got the moon coming in to pass over Venus in Virgo. And the moon's in Virgo Friday, comes into Libra Saturday, and is going to do quite a lot this weekend. But it is coming into the weekend of a good feeling. And I think that we're getting to the bottom of what makes us feel good, relationships too, getting down to the specifics in some, really feeling out some certain people on, okay, this is this person and this is what I like, this is what I don't like. You know, one thing about Venus and Virgo is it gets down to the specifics, whether they're good or bad or ugly or wonderful. You know, it's getting down to a reality check in our relationships, and for us to feel this reality check. More importantly, I think that this is what we're manifesting in our life. We're really gonna feel, okay, this is what we're manifesting. Here's the details, here's the printout, this is what's going on in your life. And I think that that kind of gives us a new perspective as we come into now the weekend of like, okay, this is what we're dealing with. Now what do I want to manifest? And I think that it's this weekend with Mercury starting to square Saturn that we want to have fun. And I think this weekend's about fun and really involving ourselves in the weekend and feeling the happiness. I think that most of the weekend is about just enjoyment. It is Sunday that we have to take this enjoyment and get the news of, oh, this is what I could have in my life, or this is what makes me more happy. And I think that we get this news of, holy cow, this is what I need to be doing in my life. Because as Mercury squares Saturn, Mercury in Leo wants to have fun and just express itself, and I think this is a great weekend for us expressing our fun to our friends, expressing our fun to people, expressing our happiness out, and understanding what makes us happy. But I think that it's by Sunday, when the moon's gonna come into a cardinal cross, especially Saturday night into Sunday, especially if you're in America, and all this energy kind of comes in for us to be like, oh my God, this is what I need to begin with. This is what I need to do in my life now. There's like this pressure that builds, and I think it's for us to find a grand cross to me is, holy cow, the real exciting energy to find out what you should start in your life. And with Mercury and Leo squaring Saturn, and we've got all this energy, you know, squaring to Mars, I think that this is finally the kicker of us finally being like, yes, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is where I need to go. Because I think that we've been in such, you know, weird waters of figuring out how we feel and not knowing what direction to take. And like, we've got all these understandings of where we could go or should we go. It's kind of the could or shoulda energy. And I think that we go into the should've energy and kind of the we are going to energy. We're gonna go do this now. The idea is sparked. The passion is awakened. And it's a wonderful weekend. It's a wonderful weekend. And I think it's through experiencing the wonders that we understand maybe what more wonders we could have. Or it's the lack thereof where we go, holy cow, it's time to go get this. Either way, it's actually leading towards the same equation, which is, what more in your life? What's coming in between it? What's more happy? What makes you feel better? Get into the specifics. Are there relationships in the way? What is the dealio here? And it's interesting because, you know, that's the only real big alignments happening. It's not like crazy alignments are happening this weekend. So, I mean, that moon energy is kind of crazy, but it's very temporary. And it leaves you this connection to find out, gosh, it's time to move. It's time to take action. It's time to take the direction in our life and where we should go. And this is a great weekend to find that. It's a great weekend for you to finally understand more of what finds happiness in yourself. What is it that you want to do in your life? You know, Leo wants to do something. The sun wants to shine bright. What are you shining bright with? And we find that. And I think Venus and Virgo gives you the ability to really look at your relationships and to really like specifically figure out what you can do in them, or more importantly, maybe what kind of relationships you need, or more practical, or what you can get to the specifics with and what makes you feel good within your life. And this weekend we come up with that. And that's so beautiful because as we come into this week coming up here, we got a lot that we're preparing for, because as we start to see, we got Venus getting ready to leave Virgo, come into Libra, and we've got all this energy that's starting to change as now we've got a big T-square brewing here, right? As Jupiter is starting to square Uranus. We're going to talk about that next week, but we'll plant the seed this week where this T-square with Jupiter is, gosh, you know what? It's time to start to step into a really powerful new road here. But it's going to take courage you've never found before, and finally dropping the hammer down. Whether or not you drop the hammer down is really where you're going to have to see, and leaving behind an old life, and we get ready to start dropping this hammer this week. Or the idea is set to do it. Whether or not you do it will be what we find out here in the coming weeks. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you want a one-on-one reading from me so we can look at that big T-square and see what's going on. Thank you guys for all your support, and I look forward to serving you every day.